Do you know that there is a place on this planet so deep that if you dropped Mount Everest there, the peak would be still 2 kilometers down the sea level, and we have explored less than 0.001% of it. Want to know what exactly hiding there that it made scientists sleepless? This is the Mariana Trench, a place full of secrets, but no one wants to unfold it. But why? Located in the western Pacific Ocean, 2,550 kilometers long, 69 kilometers wide. At its deepest point, a place called Challenger Deep, it plunges to 10,935 meters below sea level. It is the deepest place on Earth and the loneliest place, and it is almost entirely unknown. Here's the problem. It's quite funny, but getting to the bottom of the Mariana Trench is harder than getting to the surface of the Moon. The pressure at Challenger Deep is 15,751 pounds per square inch, over 1,000 times the atmospheric pressure you feel right now. That is the equivalent of 8 tons pressing down on every single square inch of your body. An unprotected human being would be crushed instantly. The temperature sits between 1 and 4 degrees Celsius, just above freezing, in complete, permanent darkness. Sunlight physically cannot reach that depth. It disappears long before 1,000 meters. Below 6,000 meters is what scientists call the Hadal Zone, named after Hades, the Greek underworld. Only a handful of submersibles in human history have been built to survive those conditions. And as of 2026, fewer people have physically visited Challenger Deep than have walked on the Moon. According to National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and a 2025 study published in Science Advances, we have visually explored less than 0.001% of the deep ocean floor. Can you believe that? An area roughly the size of Rhode Island. Out of an entire ocean, that's not a gap in our knowledge, that's almost total blindness. And yet, somehow, things live there. The Mariana snailfish holds the record as the deepest living vertebrate ever found, recorded at over 8,000 meters below the surface. It has no scales, no swim bladder. Its body is translucent. You can see its organs through its skin. It survives because its cells produce a special molecule called trimethylamine N oxide, which keeps proteins from being crushed under pressure. Then there are the amphipods, shrimp-like scavengers, found swarming at the very bottom. One species, Alicella gigantea, grows up to 13 inches long, a phenomenon called deep-sea gigantism. Their shells would normally dissolve under that pressure, so they absorb aluminium ions directly from the seafloor and incorporate them into their own bodies, a literal suit of metal armor. There are sea pigs, translucent, blob-like sea cucumbers that crawl through the mud sifting for bacteria. There are anglerfish, 80 million years old as a species, using bioluminescent lures to hunt in total darkness. Every single creature down there has evolved solutions to problems life was never supposed to face. But still, we didn't find yet a megalodon there because practically it can't be there. And in 2025, a study in the journal Cell identified over 7,000 new microbial species in the Mariana Trench, 89.4% of which had never been documented before. These are not edge cases. These are ecosystems, thriving in the dark, under pressure that should make life impossible. But here is the discovery that changes everything. In July 2025, a study published in the journal Nature revealed findings from the Chinese submersible Fendozer. After 23 dives into the Mariana Trench, researchers found something nobody expected at nearly 10 kilometers below the surface. Entire colonies, thousands of tube worms and bivalves, some growing up to 30 centimeters long, clustered together in a living ecosystem. The deepest animal community ever recorded, nearly 9,533 meters down. Not just organisms surviving, a full ecosystem. With structure, with interdependence. These creatures do not use sunlight, they use methane seeping from cracks in the ocean floor, a process called chemosynthesis. Study co-author Meng Grandu said, "What makes this groundbreaking is not just the depth, it's the astonishing abundance and diversity of life they found there." Scientists now believe chemosynthesis-based communities like this may be widespread across the ocean floor, in places we have never looked, which raises a question that nobody in the official conversation is asking out loud. If we only just found entire ecosystems nearly 10 kilometers down in 2025, what else has been down there for millions of years, completely undisturbed, that we have no idea about? The Mariana Trench is not an empty abyss. It is a world, and we just found the first sign of a door. The Mariana Trench has shown us something remarkable. Life does not need sunlight. It does not need warmth. It does not even need what we consider normal. It just needs a way, and it always finds one. We have seen 0.001% of the ocean floor, and in that tiny sliver, we have found metal-armored crustaceans, chemosynthetic ecosystems, and 7,000 species we didn't know existed. The question is not what's down there. The question is how much we have missed. What do you think is still hiding in the other 99.999% of the ocean floor? Species we'd recognize? Something we can't even imagine? Or something that was better left unfound? Subscribe, because next week we are going somewhere even the satellites can't see.